Alright, so on Tuesday we talked a lot about the Silk Road, and prior to that, about a lot of the different products and things that moved along the Silk Road. Today we're going to adjust a little bit and talk about the Great Wall. So the Great Wall was obviously a large wall structure that was built along the northern part of China, but it had a lot of different purposes. So obviously with a wall, they're usually built with the intention of keeping people out of an area. So different stretches of the wall were built to protect different clans from one another. Some of the stretches were built to prevent the Mongols from invading, and other stretches were built to protect different sections of the Silk Road. But the wall itself was not built all at once. It was built over a span of roughly 1,400 years or so. But the longest continuous section spreads about 1,500 miles. And its first construction was started in 600 BC. The first sections of the wall were built out of packed earth, pretty much meaning they were just giant mounds of dirt. Later on, the different sections were going to be built out of block and stone. But this map kind of shows you some of the different pieces and parts. The different color represents the different dynasties in which they were built. Some of them are labeled up there for you too. So as you can see, it wasn't all built in one nice long piece or one nice section of wall. A lot of them are just small sections that over time are going to be connected to one another. But if you were to pick up the Great Wall and put it on the U.S., for example, this shows you where a lot of it, or how a lot of it would actually span or cross. So you could get almost from Maine to Colorado with it. And if you actually stretched it out straight, you could probably get completely across the country. So all the different pictures that we're going to see of it here, a lot of the sections you're going to see are those newer parts that are made from the brick and the stone. But the wall itself was not built in the nicest of areas. If you kind of look here, you can see where they're built right along the top of the ridges. So because it was built along these ridges of the mountain ranges, it was fairly effective at keeping people out, but not forever. Along the wall, you're going to see these little sections of guard towers. Soldiers would have been stationed in these. At the height of its use, they say about 1 million men lived or were stationed on the Great Wall. But all these different guard towers were built close enough to one another so that they could see the one on their left and their right. So if you look in the backgrounds of these, you can see one here, there's one here, one there, one there, one there, so on and so forth. And they were built like that so that if a section of the wall was being attacked, there would be a signal fire lit on the top of the guard towers, and they would know which way they needed to go along the wall to go help or go defend. Now, you can go and tour the Great Wall today. That has actually really led to a lot of the deterioration of the Great Wall as tourists. But they do still let tourists go and walk on the different sections. So in this one here, I mean, if you look how it's built along the ridge of this mountain, kind of snakes all the way back. You can even see pieces of it all the way back here, actually all the way up through this corner. So I mean, there are sections of it that are extremely long. Wrong way. Then here's a section of it that ends in the sea.
1,000-mile dragon of earth and stone winds its way through.